Hi, my name's Paul and welcome to Geocaching UK. This evening I've come across the border about 3 miles into Scotland, just up on the A7, and probably about the last mile I just turned off the A7 east and gone through a small village called Canobie, and I've come here, hopefully you can see that there, to this wooded area. I think it's a mixed series. I think one of them is called STEM, the other one's called BBF, and it's the BBF ones I'm concentrating on at the moment to start with, because the STEM ones seem to be a little bit over the place and also a little bit out of the walking distance area, so I may pick some of them up afterwards. So I've just literally been across the road there where I parked and got number one. It was a really nice easy find. The next couple are literally along this road, and then the next ones come up through the woods here, and there's proper footpaths there. I've just seen signs with markings for where the footpaths go. There's nothing like that on the map. BBF 1 and 2 are both found. The second one under this tree cover, and I'll just sort of show round here. It's weird actually, because even before I come into this, the directional pointer for the compass on the iPhone was sort of about 90 degrees out, but you can tell when you're going in the right direction, because I just sort of like do a step every time your distance is dropping by about 4 feet, and obviously with the maps you can see roughly where you're going as well. But that was actually quite nice as a little sort of side track. Come off the main road there, so I'm back onto the road again. This is sort of a cache I've never seen before, one of these tubs that just screws on the top there, and obviously put some tape on there to camouflage it. Owner has actually just done some maintenance on this just recently, put a new logbook in, and I do have a stamp which you can see there, but I do refrain from using the stamp if there's not much log space. This is what I really like about geocaching. It takes you to somewhere where you just never think of going before. I'm literally on the edge of a bridge here. River doesn't run under this, it's just obviously over sort of like a lowered part of where the bank is, and if we look down here, it's just fantastic to look at. So I'm just at the first STEM geocache, and I've now realised what they all are. They're like extra little challenges that you can do. For example, this one's involving shadows, so you've just got to measure something for a shadow. There's a tape and a piece of chalk in the tub as well, so you're supposed to go out in the sunlight, mark a shadow or something, whatever it's asking for on here, and you can either upload a photo with a geocache on the log or write it in the book. So it's an extra thing on here if you want to do the extra on there. Just done an extra cache here, forget what it's called now, something to do with castle, but this is where geocaching is so fantastic. Look, it's where it's brought me. This is the more or less the beginning of the River Esk, just where it goes around the bend there. It then starts off as a very, very narrow stream, so this is sort of like the main area, and if we come across the bridge, when we look down this side, you'll see how much wider it's got. And then certainly how much calmer it is on there. So just fantastic to do this. And I've now just downloaded my geocaches for the rest of the series, where I'm going to go up through the woods, because I am really, really struggling for signal here. So I'm mainly concentrating on the BBF series now. I think I've just moved up from 3. I did 4 a little bit further down, and I'm heading up towards number 5 now. And what I'm basically doing is just following the stream here, which is going right up the hill. And what's interesting as well, this must have been quite a place at some time, whether it be a tourist attraction or something like that, because there's a lot of signs on this path that it was tarmacked at one point, so it's not just loose gravel just thrown down. There's been a lot of investment in this pathway at some point. So I've now just done number 4 and 5, and this is the end of the footpath where you come out, and we'll come out onto a very, very quiet road, It's sort of single track, go over the bridge, and there's a footpath then goes off down the corner here somewhere, which then goes back through the woods. So I've just literally walked all the way up the roadway. It's about 15-20 metres elevation all the way up there, and I've now come across the footpath down here, which I've got to go. That's saying Sawmill 1 mile. So I've just done BBF 7, and I'm not sure whether I'm now on the right path for BBF 8, but I'm not too bothered. I'm taking a slight detour for where I might be able to get to a couple of the stem geocaches down the bottom here as well, and just literally come out on the edge of the hill here in the sunlight, and you're just looking down below to a few of the houses down in the village there, and it's just what a lovely sight. So I've just finished the last of the BBF caches. This number 9 was an absolute nightmare to find. Hint, I suppose, wasn't really truly spot on, but it was a real struggle, and it's getting quite dark now. It's 9:30, and I'm obviously stuck in the woods here, so you can probably see the sunlight through there. So if I get out in the open, it will be a little bit brighter. So I'm back at the car. It's a lot lighter out here, just being out in the open. Just the footpath where I've just come from. And I've got to say, really, really enjoyable series, this one, the BBF series 1 to 9. And found all 1 to 9 absolutely brilliantly. I got one of the stem caches, and there's a castle cache which was right at the other end by the bridge, where it was absolutely wonderful scenery. There was another stem cache in the middle there in the woods, and I just couldn't locate it. And there was another stem one which was supposed to be down via a waterfall, and there was no way I could find that. It was just getting too late to get to the point of where I could get back here with plenty of light to spare. A really, really good series, and thoroughly recommend this to anybody who's coming up this way in this area.